Prime Field.
Yo, what if UConn's biggest superpower isn't one superstar but 5 problems at once? Because that's exactly what the 85-47 demolition of Notre Dame looked like. All 5 starters hit double figures. The starting group combined for 66 of the 85 points. And here's the part that should stop you in your tracks. UConn starters alone outscored Notre Dame's entire team, 66-47. So let's ask the question every fan base is about to argue over. Is this the best starting 5 in America right now? Let's start with the statement game itself. Serah Strong set the tone with 18 points and 11 rebounds, picking up her 6th double-double of the season and playing like the heartbeat of everything UConn wants to be. Azzi Fudd gave you 15 points and those momentum moments that change the temperature of a building. Arnold stacked 12 points with 5 assists and 2 steals, which is the perfect summary of her night. Control on offense, disruption on defense. Serah Williams added 11 points and 8 rebounds, and did it with the kind of efficiency that breaks opponents mentally. And Ashlynn Shade chipped in 10 points with 4 assists. That's not nice balance. That's 5 reliable engines running at the same time. Now let's talk about how it happened, because the box score screams clinic. UConn shot 56% from the field and posted 22 assists on 35 made baskets. That ratio tells you the ball didn't stick. The offense didn't pause. It flowed. What makes it even more dangerous is that no starter took more than 13 shots, and that means nobody hijacked the game. The system produced shots, and the lineup converted them. When you get nights like Serah Williams going 5 for 6 and Shade going 4 for 6, while the whole group stays within a tight scoring range, you're watching an offense that doesn't need one player to be perfect. It just needs everyone to be connected. And that brings us to the nightmare part for opponents. There's no single off switch. Notre Dame couldn't load up on one star because UConn wasn't built around one star in this game. 5 starters in double figures versus Notre Dame's 2, and those 22 assists are the receipt. The open player got the ball, whoever that happened to be. If you trap the guard, the next pass punishes you. If you protect the paint, the spacing makes you pay. If you switch, mismatches appear everywhere. You're not guarding one creator, you're guarding 5 threats and a decision-making machine behind them. The Hidalgo blueprint, how Arnold erased an MVP-type engine. If you watched this game and thought, why did Notre Dame feel stuck in mud? This is a huge reason. When a team has a guard like Hannah Hidalgo, everything starts with her ability to bend the floor, turn a simple ball screen into a paint touch, turn a small gap into a layup, and turn a moment of hesitation into a run. UConn treated that like the main emergency, and Arnold was the first responder. The point wasn't just to guard her. The point was to shrink her options, speed up her reads, and make every decision feel like a trap without needing to literally trap every possession. Arnold's ball pressure was the tone setter. And those 2 steals were the loudest proof, because steals don't just end possessions, they steal confidence. The ripple effect that broke the game open. The real value of Arnold's defense wasn't only what it did to Hidalgo, it was what it unlocked for everyone else. When your point guard is setting that kind of edge at the point of attack, your help defenders can stay disciplined. Your rotations get cleaner. Your rebounding improves because shots are more contested and more predictable. And the biggest one, it feeds your transition game and your momentum. Remember, Notre Dame became the first team all season to trail UConn by less than 10 at halftime. That's the moment where a road team usually says, okay, we're here. Then UConn opens the second half with an 18-2 run and the game is gone. That kind of run doesn't happen if the opponent is getting clean guard play and clean entry into their offense. It happens when the head of the snake is stressed and the whole body tightens up. So what does this mean when we start thinking tournament basketball, the win-or-go-home games, the nights when somebody's hunting an upset? Balanced scoring can be a real form of armor. This was UConn's 35th straight win, and it was the 13th in a row decided by at least 26 points. That isn't just dominance, it's consistency. And Notre Dame actually gave us a valuable stress test, because they became the first team all season to trail UConn by less than 10 at halftime. If you're looking for a moment where doubt could creep in, That was it. Then UConn opened the second half with an 18-2 run and erased the entire concept of an upset in a matter of minutes. That's what championship teams do. They don't wait for a hero, they self-correct with the whole group. Here's the weird part, though. We still haven't seen UConn in real crunch time. They haven't needed a traditional closer because nobody has been within single digits at the final buzzer this season. Even against Notre Dame, UConn led wire to wire and had the game basically sealed by the middle of the third quarter when a Fudd steal and score lit the building up and pushed the Gabin into blowout territory. But there were clues if you're trying to project who takes the wheel when it finally gets tight. When Notre Dame cut the lead to 9 in the second quarter, it was Serah Strong who nailed a big three. And that shot also happened to be her 1,000th career point. That's big moment signature stuff. Then you got Fudd creating those momentum swings that feel like a door slamming shut. So if the question becomes who's the closer, maybe the answer is that UConn can close you by committee. And that might be even more terrifying than having one designated finisher. And let's address the depth conversation, because it's part of the identity too. But this game made something clear. If your starters overwhelm early, depth becomes a luxury instead of a lifeline. UConn was up 16-7 after one quarter, then dropped a 27-12 third quarter that effectively ended the game on the spot. The bench gave you 19 points, which is a nice bonus, but the truth is the starters didn't need saving. They were the avalanche from the opening tip. When your first unit can outscore a ranked opponent by itself, you're not just deep. You're front-loaded in a way that can break teams before rotations even settle in. And the most encouraging part for UConn fans might be the insurance policy the box score reveals. One starter can be off in a specific way, and the team still rolls. Azzi Fudd went 0 for 4 from 3, and UConn still hit 6 threes and shot better from deep than Notre Dame. The makes came from different places, with Shade, Arnold, and Strong all connecting from downtown, plus 2 more from the bench. Even the playmaking balance held up. Fudd only had 1 assist, and it didn't matter because Arnold delivered 5 and Shade added 4. That's the blueprint of a team that doesn't collapse when a star doesn't have a perfect shooting night. The fire spreads. Now zoom out and compare this profile to the rest of the national contenders. Most elite teams have 2 or 3 primary scorers they rely on night after night. Notre Dame had 2 players in double figures in this game. Some contenders can get 5 starters into double digits occasionally, but it's not usually the defining feature of their offense. UConn just showed you a different kind of advantage, 5 consistent answers in the starting lineup, and an offense that doesn't tell you where the shot is coming from until it's already in the air. So here's the big takeaway. UConn's biggest edge might actually be that it doesn't have 1 superstar. It has 5, and that collective strength turns every possession into a pick-your-poison problem with championship implications. Now I want you in the comments, because this is the debate. If UConn finally gets dragged into a tight fourth quarter, who do you trust as the closer? Serah Strong, Azzi Fudd, or do you think the real closer is the fact that this team can finish by committee?
Prime Field!